Thank you for joining us. We're so glad you're here. Welcome to the SBDC webinar, and this is Drip Marketing Using Facebook Boosted Ad Feature. I'm Linda. I'm hosting this webinar today for Lani, and we represent the Shasta-Cascade Small Business Development Center. This is a nonprofit organization. We provide confidential, no-cost advisory and training services to small businesses. We're sponsored by the SBA and the HSU Sponsored Programs Foundation. And the Shasta-Cascade area is Shasta and Trinity counties in far northern California. We realize some of you are joining us from across the US and in some cases across the world, so we're so glad you're here. The beauty of a webinar is we can reach a lot more than our local area. Here are a few of our advisors. As I said, we're Shasta-Cascade. That's the county area that we support. And we have access to an additional 40 subject matter experts that support us here in Northern California. So there can be a vast number of topics you need help with, and we can connect you to a specialist that will help advise you in those areas. And like I said a second ago, the Shasta SBDC, we create advisory sessions for you if you're in Shasta or Trinity County, and they are no cost, so you can meet with these advisors on a variety of topics. I'll start with our disclaimer. The information provided in this webinar and any supplementary materials provided to registrants are intended for educational and informational purposes only and does not constitute professional, financial, or legal advice. No registrant should act or fail to act on the basis of any material contained in this webinar without obtaining proper financial, legal, and other professional advice specific to their situation. The Northern California Small Business Development Center and its host, the HSU Sponsored Programs Foundation, specifically disclaims any liability, loss, or risk, personal or otherwise, which is incurred as a consequence directly or indirectly of the use and application of any of the information presented in this webinar. And now I'll hand it off to Lani.
Thank you, Linda, and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me today on this very engaging webinar about a strategy called drip marketing with using Facebook boosted ad feature. And we're going to go in more detail about that. But before that, this is me and my sidekick, Charlie. If you've joined me on any other webinars, Charlie joined me right at the beginning of the pandemic, and he still is with me. I have him in his little home today, so hopefully he won't be barking during the middle of our presentation. He does sometimes like to chime in because he always has something very wise to say. But I have my own consulting business. I have been in business for about 25 years, providing consulting services in the areas of economic development, downtown revitalization, and business advising. For over 20 years, I've been providing advising services for numerous small business development centers across Northern California and in Central California. I'm passionate about small business. I believe in entrepreneurship, and I love working with business owners, whether they're startups, growing their business, looking at succession planning. And I really do advise in most areas that our businesses need, but for this purpose, we're going to be looking at digital marketing and primarily the platform Facebook. So today's agenda, we're going to have an overview of boost ads and campaigns that Facebook provides as one of their features, paid features, right? Most of you know Facebook, whether you have a profile, personal profile, a Facebook page, a Facebook shop, Facebook group, or even marketplace, that, you know, many of the features that Facebook provides are at no cost to you, the business owner. But one of the key elements that Facebook does encourage businesses to invest in, or organizations, is in their paid ad campaigns and boosted post or boosted ads. And, you know, many people say, oh, well, you know, really, you got to get any action out of Facebook because you got to, you know, pay to play. Well, it's just like anything you do with your marketing. As you look at it as part of your strategy, you look at your advertising budget or your marketing budget, which should be part of your overall business budget, and what resources do you have and where do you want to place them. And if you are using social media and you have, you know, your Facebook business presence is pretty robust and you are wanting to boost it, you're wanting to reach a new audience, you're wanting to showcase a new product. Maybe you've launched a e-commerce site and you want to use the Facebook process to really move people towards purchasing. Facebook is an excellent choice or option for you to consider. Today, I'm going to be talking about one of the ways that you could build brand awareness. So this is often very beneficial if you're a new business in the marketplace or you are wanting to reach a new territory area and you really want to build brand awareness, not necessarily driving leads or purchasing, really driving people to your website. It's more about building your brand. And people always say, well, why is that so important? Well, it is important because many times when you're competing in today's marketplace and you're a new business or you're an independent business or you're a growing business and you have a second location that you want to build brand awareness, you need to get your name out there in the marketplace. You need to get your place in the competitive marketplace. And building a brand awareness is just about that. So the drip marketing strategy that I'm going to show today is one that's very affordable, but it takes you, the business owner, or your marketing team concentrating on creating engaging posts. It's not for those who just post once a month and maybe once a week. It really is a strategy about building synergy around posts that are going into your followers' news feeds, looking at which of those are the most engaging, and I'll talk about what that means, and then boosting that and dripping it for $1 a day into a defined audience or an audience that we are using over a 90-day period. So drip marketing is just that. We'll talk about what drip marketing and the process. And then I'm going to give you a live demonstration of the 5-step process showing you how to access your audience, building that audience that you want to define, and where to find all of this, the insights and showing which of your posts are engaging and just kind of talking about the process. I'm also going to end today's webinar on just a high level about the other type of ad campaigns that Facebook has, much more, maybe a little deeper, a little more sophisticated. We'll talk about pixels, we'll talk about driving that sales funnel, but I'm not gonna go deep because that's like Facebook advertising 201. And this could be something that you might wanna talk to your advisor with, or your marketing team, or if you're working with somebody that does social media about your advertising campaigns. Okay, so let's get off the agenda and jump right into why consider Facebook advertising. Well, it is one of those options out there, and there's a lot of options. Instagram advertising, you have Twitter, you have LinkedIn, you have traditional print, whether that's a magazine, a local newspaper, radio, television. There's lots of options out there for taking some of your precious marketing dollars and investing them into advertising or marketing. And so why Facebook advertising is like appealing to a lot of folks is that it's very affordable. For most ad types, the minimum budget you can spend per day ranges from $1 to $5. The more you invest, the deeper you're going to be able to penetrate or get reach your audience. But you can, very affordable, tip your toe into Facebook advertising and see what it's all about and test it out. You can adjust your budget at any time. You can pause it. You can stop your ads as finances change for your business. And for extra security, you can even consider setting up an account with a spending limit. Account spending limit is an overall limit on the amount of money your ad account can spend across all of your campaigns. And so really, I think with social media and the ability to get behind the curtain, as we call it, and really you creating your ad campaigns, you developing your ad images, you being able to boost up engaging posts. It gives you, the business owner, the ability to kind of navigate where it goes and look at how impactful it is. Where in many times we would just, have an ad, a sales manager come in from a print or a magazine, and they would set up the ad and they would send it out, and we really didn't know how it was doing. It was easier, right? We didn't have to do any of the hard work. That is the one thing about Facebook advertising, or really any social media advertising, is we got to do all the work. That's where the affordability comes in if you really look at your time. But for hard dollars, it is very affordable. It's somewhat simple to set up. Now, I say that lightly. You have to get in here and you have to kind of feel, comfortable with navigating all of these different features that Facebook provides in terms of a business page, whether that's business suite, whether that's ad manager, commerce managers, lots of terms that are thrown around. And so you have to really just get in there and feel comfortable with figuring it out. Their tutorials are great. We as business advisors can help demonstrate that at a high level like today, or we can work on one-on-one with you, or you can work with somebody that maybe you're a colleague or another marketing person that you work with to really kind of navigate and learn it. And once you do, you'll get very comfortable and you'll figure out the ins and outs. And just when you do that, guess what? They're going to change it up. But it is somewhat simple to figure out and set up. Targeting options are incredible. Now, I don't want to use the word targeting in a negative aspect, but when folks join Facebook, there are different things that, like your location and your interest. And so Facebook uses all of this information from their users and compiles it into interests, demographics, locations, so that you then, as a business owner that wants to do some advertising, can create an audience determined by where you want to reach them, what demographics are you looking at for your target market, and what are some of the interests, hobbies, professions. So you can really drill down into that defined audience. And then when you are implementing your advertising campaign, whether it's a traditional Facebook advertising campaign or a drip marketing strategy, it's going to go to that very targeted audience, and it's going to go into their news feeds. And from there, we're hoping that they will follow you, follow your page, and become one of your future customers. You have complete control over your daily budget. You can offer a range of robust analytic options. That means Facebook has no limits when it gives you reports or analytics about the performance of your ads. Now, when I look at them, sometimes I'm just glassing over because there's so many options, and what do they really mean, and what's an organic reach, and what is a like, and is it really working? I'm not seeing any of my, I didn't see a bump in anything. I didn't even see more revenue come in. I didn't sell another item on my website. I didn't see more people coming to my event. Well, that's okay. We need to know that when you need to know that when you're developing your next ad, and kind of talk about with your marketing team or your advisor, why am I not seeing return on my investment? And walking through that. So those reports are there, those analytics are there. You can download them, you can define them by days, months, weeks, even a year on some of them, and you can just dive deep into that rabbit hole and look at all those analytics and say, okay, now I kind of have an idea where I want to go with my next ad campaign or my next type of post. Or I see this type of post was really engaging, I need to do more of the video, whatever it is. But there are so many different ways to analyze how your Facebook page and ads are performing. You can reach far more people than organic posts. You can use images and videos to capture interest. And then Facebook now boosts over 1.13 billion daily active users. So on the average, American spends about 40 minutes just on Facebook, sharing and liking content. Every minute, Facebook users like more than 4.1 million posts, posting comments, status updates, and photos. So I'm just going to tell you that 40 minutes is probably an average. My husband probably spends 6 hours on Facebook. That's his, his platform of choice. He's looking and reading and looking at recipes, looking at photography tips, looking at all kinds of things on there. So it is a very used social media platform. I see my Charlie is like trying to get comfortable in his little office. So variations of ads are available. So, we talked about boost your post. So boosted posts are paid posts, right? You're boosting it to a defined audience. You're boosting, and most of the time we think of boosted events. If you're an organization or even a business that does events, for example, you may be a restaurant that has music on the weekends and you want to boost that. You're going to have, open mic, or you're going to have a performer coming. You'll create an event in your Facebook page, and then maybe you'll boost that event to reach a larger market. So boost your posts. You can get video views. You can promote your page. You can get installs on your of your apps. If you have a specific app that you've created, you can advertise and have folks go there to install it. You can send people to your website, get people to claim your offer, raise attendance at your event, reach people near your business, more engagement in your app, and increase conversions on your website. So when we talk about all those options, we want to look at boosted, and boosted are for increasing page likes, getting more comments, more shares, and brand awareness. When we talk about more typical traditional ads that are for app installs, website conversions, video views, and shop orders. So that's more of the sales funnel, where boosted are more about brand awareness. Now we're just probably totally confused, but that's okay. Let's move on. So this is right from Facebook. This is a screenshot of the 15 options you get to choose for your advertising goals. Now, today we're just going to talk about brand awareness, but these are the goals if you wanted to build more awareness for your business. This is what you can boost your post, you can promote your page, reach people near your business. If your consideration, you want to send people to a destination on or off Facebook, that say you want to send them over to your website or to a third-party program, get installs for consideration for installing your app, raising attendance at your event, and then conversion. And many times, like for the pandemic, with many of our retail operations, they quickly went into having e-commerce sites on their website and really using Facebook to promote and market their products and services that are available online, and then sending them over to the website to make the purchase, right? Other businesses are sending folks over to, if you're sending people over to your website to see your schedule an appointment with you. Your website is usually that place where you want folks to end up. That websites, you own that real estate. You can do it's a place where you can talk more about your business, more about your products and services. You can sell directly from your websites. So Facebook ads are often that funnel that's sending them over to the website, or to claim an offer, or promote a product catalog, or get people to visit your shops. And we talked about that. Okay, So let's talk about the Facebook boosted advertising option. I have my notes here, which you're going to get. So I just kind of want to make sure I'm covering everything. As I've said, boosted post is a paid Facebook ad focused primarily only on engagement, focused on helping businesses get more people to react, to share, or comment on a post. Boosted posts are primarily used to drive awareness and increase engagement, not conversions. Businesses can leverage posts that are viral and get more people to see it. Boosted features especially used for producing newsfeed content and to appeal to a specific demographic. So the ad creativity is already set for you because you've created it in your post. You took the time to create that post. Now I'm going to tell you that many times if you share a post, it is not available for boosting. It just depends. So most of your posts that you're going to want to boost are ones that you have created yourself or your marketing team did. Organic post is what we call them. But you've already created it. You've already see that it's highly engaging with those that are already following your page, and therefore it should be engaging to other folks that are similar to your target market that you already have following you. And that's where we talk about defining a targeted audience. Best practice is to boost highly engaging posts. You can boost events set up on your Facebook page. Boosted posts or events are paid, and you can boost it directly from your Facebook page or right from your newsfeed. And when you look at your behind the scenes page, you will see in your newsfeed this little blue bar, right? This one says boost again because this was actually a post that for one of my clients that we boosted over a period of time. I think we boosted it for like 3 weeks for $20, or it might have been, 1 week for $10. I don't remember. And it's leading up to a big event. So we're boosting posts that we're sending out on a regular basis. And it shows from me, because I have access to the behind their Facebook page. Consumers don't see this down on the bottom. You as the business owner who boosted that post do see this, that we reached 840 people were reached, and there was 182 engagements. We've, and it's asking me, do I want to boost it again? So this is what it looks like. And I created this text. These are the pictures that we included. It was a highly engaging post already, so we wanted to boost it again, talking about the music that was going to be involved in this event. Okay, so what is drip marketing? It refers to a plan for communicating information about your business through a steady stream of marketing messages. So for Facebook, for the Facebook drip marketing strategy, it's consistent posts or messages to a targeted audience. It builds awareness, maybe of a new business or a new location. It's keeping your brand top of mind, and it drives traffic to a specific audience. During the pandemic, this has been key for businesses to reach their local market, announcing they were open or maintain top of mind, especially for businesses that are located in maybe a seasonality type of area where you see a bump in visitors during the summer or winter months. And as we know, through the pandemic, many visitors were not coming to our areas. And we wanted to maybe reach more of the local market that we hadn't really been, maybe just assuming they knew we were open, maybe not. On the other hand, maybe we wanted to keep our brand top of mind to our visitor market, and we know that they were from a specific area. And so we wanted to kind of just keep that brand awareness dripping into that targeted market over a period of time. So for this drip Facebook marketing strategy that I'm going to talk about, you will need to have a Facebook business page. It doesn't work. You can boost on your profile, but we're talking about business, and we're talking about organizations, and we're talking about Facebook pages, which are open to the public, right? Not your friends, not your profile, which are your friends that you let into your profile, but more about a page, whether that's a page for you as an artist or a public figure or an organization or for a business. So you need to have a Facebook page. You need to be signed up and working in Facebook Business Manager. And here is the link. I'm not going to go there today because it gets totally confusing and go down the rabbit hole very quickly. But if most of you are using your Facebook page, you've already automatically been using Manager. So you're already set up for that. High performing organic posts. You're going to need these. These are where it comes on you, the business owner, or your marketing team to really focus on creating organic posts. I don't want to scare you away yet. 3 to 4 times a week without a call for action. And you're like, that's okay. Don't worry about it. We're going to talk about it over a 90-day period. So it really is about really bumping up your type of posting that you're going to be doing on your Facebook page. And then we're going to have to define a targeted audience that is not going to change over that 90-day period, because we want these organic posts, 1 a week, to drop into a targeted audience over a 90-day period. We don't change the audience, we just change the once a week post, okay? Dripping marketing. So the first step in all of this is to create a local audience in your Facebook Manager to drip market your boosted ads to over a 90-day period. Now, local audience doesn't have to be local. If you're wanting to reach somebody over across the state, say, you're located in Trinity County and you really want to reach people up into Oregon to start to build awareness about your business up there, because you see some of them are traveling down, wherever it is. But you're going to really want to look at targeting an audience with no more than 20,000 folks that are going to be in that targeted audience. And you're going to, hey, well, I thought he was going to not bark. I'm going to mute myself for just a second, Linda.
No problem, Lani. Just to bring all of you up to speed real quick as far as questions, we encourage you to hold your questions until Lani is able to address them. She has a lot to cover today, but in a little bit, if you have questions along the way, though, do feel free to type them in the chat. And then when Lani takes a break, I'm happy to read those to her.
Okay, I'm back. It was my older daughter coming in, and she's locked her key in her car. So that was what Charlie was, poor Charlie, was barking at. I know that my daughter had called on my phone while I was doing webinar. See, yes, working remotely, right? Many of you
This is the real world, Lani.
And you guys are seeing my real world. Okay, so we're talking about the creating a local audience. And then step 2, over a week period, you're going to create and post a series of 3 to 4 organic posts without a call for action button. And a call for action button, of course, is shop here, call us, email, set your appointment. So we're going to leave the call for action button out. They're just going to be these organic posts talking about your business, talking about your industry, sharing information. And this step 2 is probably where it takes more of a kind of looking and thinking about what kind of posts have you been posting, and do I have enough content, and kind of like plan it out before you start to do the drip marketing. Step 3 is to identify in your insights the highest performing post for that week. So you're doing 3 posts a week. You see one is really high performing, had a lot of shares, comments, and likes. And then you're going to use that post to your targeted audience. You're going to boost it. and you're going to boost that one post for $7 a day at $1, 7 days at $1 per day. So $7 for the week, one post boosted to that specific audience. So each week for 90 days straight, you're going to rinse and repeat that marketing process. Pretty and simple, huh? Sounds pretty simple. It's a little time consuming. Got to do the post, got to define the audience, got to invest some dollars, but it is about building brand awareness. So for the first step, you're going to go to your Facebook Business Manager and you're going to go to Saved Audience. And this is where you're going to define your audience. I'm going to show you how to do that, but because I wanted to give you this PowerPoint presentation that goes along with what I'm going to demonstrate live, you'll be able to refer to the PowerPoint slide and say, okay, this is what it looks like. I can't find what this looks like. So I got to, dig around a little bit. So you're going to go there and you're going to define and save the audience. You have other choices in your audience. And we may go over that. But for the purpose of this drip marketing, we really want to talk about your saved audience, because that's where you're going to reuse that same audience for 90 days. And then this is just showing you how we define and really create a specific audience that's going to be reaching between 10 to 20,000 individuals. The potential of reaching 10 to 20,000 individuals, right? That means it's going to drop into the news feed and the potential of reaching that many folks. Then you're going to step 2, create and post daily organic posts.
Started at the same time, so most of the calls were being routed to India. The menu wasn't uploaded. Toast wasn't syncing.
I'll take care of that, Lani.
Okay, thanks, Linda. And so here's an example of no calls to action. This is a business that posts, they're a roofing business, and they post, it's so hot out today, I have to put on my driving gloves. So it's just like a little meme, a little, teaser. They include it, they're talking about, just stay cool out there, friends. And then they have their hashtags. So there's no call for action there. Here, talk about using a variety of content. This is a client that was participating in as a vendor, the one in the center. And she did just a live video real quick showcasing her setup, and she posted it. It was a big moment for clients to do a video. We just seem to be so scared of videos, especially, if we haven't done them, and just doing a little snippet, an interview, a snippet of maybe, showing your product or showing how your product's being used. And this is her just doing a little bit of her showcasing her booth. And videos do perform the best. We know this since a couple years ago when Facebook changed their algorithm, that videos are really much more engaging than just a static post. However, if you're really, have a personality and you're talking about something and you're tagging people, you're tagging businesses in it, you're going to get a lot more engagement out of those type of organic posts. And then here is post at least 4 times a week. Really hard to do, I know. So let's say I give you 3 times a week. And this is actual posts that a client did about up here. One of the things I do with my clients is, talking about fruits and vegetables. And then she shows fruits and vegetables and gives maybe just some bullets. She created that, probably created it on, one of the Canva or one of the free design platforms that are out there. And it's just a really great post, very professionally looking done, has her, the business owner, in it. So 3 times a week, let's shoot with that. If you can do 4, more power to you. 3 times a week, set them up. Think Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and start to kind of lay out maybe buckets or categories. So Mondays, you're going to talk about what's coming up in the week, a new product you're going to be showcasing, or where you're going to be, what you're going to be doing, what community you may be working in. And then maybe Wednesdays is about is a video or something that you're going to be, more engaging in terms of demonstrations or talking about some industry information. You're going to maybe, maybe you have a newsletter that you follow on in your industry, and you're going to take some of those key factors out and talk about the value of it is to your customers. And then maybe Friday is about what's coming up in your community and what your business will be looking at, what maybe it's an employee, you might want to showcase an employee. So you can think about those different kind of buckets and you just be creative with it. And sometimes throw a call for action in there. Maybe every third week, one of your posts may be a call for action, and test it and see if it's going to work. Then here, I love this little infographic I got from GoDaddy blog. I follow a lot of different blogs and everything, just to kind of see what is happening in the industry and to share with in my webinars. And these are some ideas: show off your team, showcase the interior exterior of your business, share educational tips, sprinkle in testimonials, entertain your audience, share user generated content. So some of this are just ideas of what maybe those 3 posts a week could be. And if you're following any blogs, that's, there's lots of different sites out there that give you ideas for content, but be creative, and your business better than anyone. Your customer base better than anyone. Your community better than anyone. So just start to put a strategy together what those 3 to 4 times a week post might be. And even, yes.
There is a question in the chat, and it's timely, so I wanted to make sure I give it to you right now. The question is, for the organic posts, when you say no call to action, are you referring to a specific Facebook feature, or are you referring to not encouraging viewers to do something, such as visit your business, make a purchase?
Right, that's what
caption copy.
Yeah, that's what I'm referring to. Is not to include an offer or include, it's not a specific, call for action button is on your Facebook page. So you always have that one call for action there, whether that's, visit the website, shop, email us. You always have that ability to have that one call for action right on your Facebook page. In your post, I'm referring to not buy from me, hire me, schedule me now. It's more, higher level or non-action, non-promoting your products and services. Thank you for that question. Clarify that. Can I go on, Linda? We good?
Yes, they said thank you.
Okay. Step 3 and 4 is to create your boosted ad. So we're going to go to Insights. You're going to click on the Post tab, and you're going to look at the engagement column. And this is my back end of my Facebook page that I use for demonstrations. And right here, is the engagement. And you can see these little bars. So we have the reach is the organic reach, how many news feeds our posts dropped into these many news feeds, our post clicks, our reactions, comments, and shares. So this is really the column we want to look at when we're looking at, okay, over that week, which of my posts had the most engagement? And don't worry if it's one engagement, if it's one click through, if it's just one share, at least you had some engagement. And we're just starting to, get into the habit, and you're testing this drip marketing out. And if you find that, oh gosh, after 60 days, it's like, okay, I really got to, slow my budget down. At least you're getting into more of a habit of posting regularly, and it is going to naturally grow your followers and your activity on your Facebook page. So you're going to then boost this post. And when you boost that post, you're going to look for your audience. You're going to find your saved audience in Ads Manager, and then you're going to create for 7 days at $7. You're going to boost that post. And for the sample that I'm doing here, $7 in a week, I have the estimated people reach of 100 to 290 people per day of the 17,000 people that I've defined as my audience. Now you're saying, well, that's not very many people, but you're dripping it in every day. And so you want to see that, you know, it's consistently I didn't say it was going to be a huge big budget. You know, if you spent $700, you might reach maybe 10,000 of those folks into their newsfeed. We're talking about affordable process of drip marketing and building that brand awareness. Okay, let me see what my next slide is. So then we start all over with step 2, 3, and 4. You post for, I put 5 times a week here, 3 or 4 times a week. At the end of the week, you look at your insights, find the one post for that week that was the highest performance. Then you're going to boost that post for the next week with your saved audience, $1 per day for 7 days. That equals $28 a month. And over 90 days, you're spending $84. If you do this every 90 days, it's about $336 for the year. So do this for 90 days straight and then see if your ROI, your return on investment, did you grow your followers? Did you have more shares, comments, and likes compared to the previous 90 days? What type of posts were engaging? Are you ready now to take your followers through the sales funnel? Maybe you're going to want to convert more to now a more traditional ad campaign where you're going to then use and drive people to your website to purchase your products and services directly that way. So I'm going to stop my PowerPoint here, take a breath. Having my daughter come over, even though she lives close to me, it's always like she never comes and visits. So I was like taken back. So I apologize for that interruption. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go up here. I've got to move this down. Okay, so we're in the back end of my Facebook page, right? And under LL Consulting, down the side of my page, you see Ad Center. There's all ads or there's audiences. And I have clicked on audiences. Now, what I'm going to tell you is when I created my business manager, don't know how I did this, I have 2 different accounts up here. I have Lani Lott, and then I have this wacky number up here. I think I created that as a demonstration. So that's where my saved audiences are. As you can see, I have the garden drip marketing as the saved audience that I created in November. And then way back in August, I did this webinar and I did it as a beauty shop. So these are saved audiences that I have in my business manager under my ad center. That's where you're going to find them. Now, to create a new audience, we're going to click on this. We're going to give it a name. So we're going to call it, we'll call it okay. So you may want to, call it the date you start this drip marketing campaign. So I'm going to call it that it's our drip marketing campaign. And then from here, okay, it's asking me, do I want all genders? Yes. What are my ages? Okay, let's just take it, let's just 30 to 65, just because. Okay, now United States, it's giving me 170 million people. That's a pretty big audience. We don't recommend the United States. So let's say, let's go for Reading, California, not Reading, Iowa, not Reading, Connecticut. You got to be really look at this very closely because there's a lot of Readings out there. Now I'm down to 95 folks. Well, that's a lot of folks. And we're looking at Reading in this 25-mile radius, right? So it's probably picking up Anderson, it's probably touching up into Mount Shasta areas. So we can go and say, okay, let's also include, I don't know, let's just go down to 10 miles. Okay, so this would be 15 miles. Let's say I'm a bookkeeper and I am wanting to really focus on the Reading area, not going up into Oregon at all or any of the other regions. So this is like, okay, 10 miles. So there's 83,000 people that are living within a 10-mile radius of Reading. I can layer my locations. I can add another location. Let's say I want to add Trinity County. Not Texas, California. And so now I'm added Trinity County. Let's see what we want to do there. Oh, nope. I don't know why it's not clicking, but let's just take this up to 25 miles again, and we'll just go right here. Okay, now I'm like, okay, that's still pretty, so we want to add some demographics, interests, or behaviors. So let's see, so you can just start typing here. If you already know, let's say you're a music store, so you want to maybe target people that are in music, right? And music will pop up as an interest. Okay, so we have that, it dropped it down to 72,000 people. Music, maybe, stop with that. Let's add another interest, music teachers. Okay, we have the music teachers national, we have music teacher, we have instrumental music teacher. Okay, not a lot of people are interested in that area. Let's say music instruments. So as you can see, I am slowly trying to get my audience more defined. Oh, no, we don't want that. It's funny how you see I'm instruments. So as you type in here, suggestions, art and music, we could do music education, music school, piano instructor, guitar teacher. So we can add all of these and it slowly should bring down my audience, but it's not so much because my audience is pretty big, and I think that there's just not a whole lot in here. So let's lower our area. Let's take it down. $67,000 people, still pretty big. So Reading is a metropolitan area, so it's still pretty big, but for now I'm just going to leave it there. Okay, so we want to say, okay, let's narrow the audience again. Oh, that dropped it down to just 1,000 folks. Okay, so we don't, so professional degree, it really lessened, that's the education level, right? So we just don't want to do that because that's just way too little. So let's just try education, field of study. So for demonstrating, I know this is kind of tedious for you. But I just want to tell you that trying to get it down to 20,000 people, it's pretty defined. So that's why you want to kind of think about this drip marketing as brand awareness and be really targeted who you're trying to reach. It isn't trying to reach a whole bunch of people with this type of drip marketing. We're really wanting to be very specific to build that that brand awareness and have your post drop into your news feeds. Let's see, education again. It is telling me that my audience is defined, but it really isn't, because it's not too, it's not small enough for what I want to do. Okay, so education level. Yeah. Just keeps getting bigger. All right, I'm going to leave you. We're just going to use this for today. So we're going to save it. So now my audience is here, 70,000. As you can see, my potential audience over here for beauty shop was much more defined. And obviously I was looking at here in Arizona, because that's where I have it, within 3 miles from my office. And that I, for this drip marketing, was saying I'm a hair salon that's located right here, and I just want to go 3 miles out and find folks that are, you know, low-hanging fruit that live close to my hair salon, because, you know, there's a lot of hair salons. And so this is how we defined here. Anytime you have a saved audience, you can go back and make changes to it. It's there. So you could create a drip audience for 190 days and then say, okay, that was great for that location. Now I want to pop over down into the Anderson area and really drive people over into my business or up into the Trinity County area. And you can define pockets of locations with the same type of interest, and you'll be then reaching a different targeted audience. So we have that. So then we're going to go back up to my post. So here are my post. And I'm going to look for an engaging one. Okay, so I'm going to go slide down here. So here are some grant funding opportunity that I sent out, because these are most of my clients are on LL Consulting, or small business, or downtown organizations, and are involved in downtown revitalization. So let's say, okay, I want to boost. Let's boost this one. It's not very engaging, but I'm just going to use it as a demonstration. So I'm going to boost this post. So this comes up. You're going to see that there's already these right here. These are the audiences that I've boosted posts, but those aren't the ones. Oh gosh, I don't see my saved audience in this boost. What's going on? Well, remember when I told you I had 2 different accounts? So I'm going to want to change it to this account, because I know that's where my boosted, my saved audiences are. Okay, see, here are my saved audiences right up here. So I'm going to click this. And these are all of my saved audience that I tried to do. And then I'm going to come down here, and I'm not seeing in my newsfeed. Usually you see your ad here in the newsfeed. Probably don't know why it's not there, but we won't worry about that today. And I'm going to do 7 days, and I'm going to take it down to $7, right? Okay, and for $7 for 1 week, because it's going to start today and it's going to end there, I'm going to reach 150 to 400 people per day. And then I have my charge cards already there, and I hit boost, and it's going to boost it. And there we go. I'm ready to go. I have my first drip marketing going, and we're done. Now I'm not going to do it because I don't want to do that one, because let's cancel the ad. So with that said, so this is the process. And then you start all over for 90 days. And at the end of 90 days, you look at all those, your whole weekly campaign and see how it did. So what I just did, I defined my audience. I'm going to use that same audience for the entire 90 days. I'm going to post regular posts 3 to 4 times a week. At the end of the week, whatever day you choose to do it, I'm going to come and say, okay, during the week, which one had the most engagement? I'm going to go ahead and boost that one. I'm going to find my audience. See, this one is coming up for some reason. I have my drip marketing audience. I'm going to do it for 7 days. I'm not spending $14. I'm only going to spend $7. And there it's telling me what I'm going to reach, right? And I boost it. So once you do all the upfront work, mostly after you get it going, boosting it is the easy part. What takes time for you as business owners is really creating the post. Okay, that's it in a nutshell in terms of the drip marketing strategy. And at this point, Linda, I'm going to go back and I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint and I'm going to see if anybody has questions on this or wants me to demonstrate something else on this. Do you have any questions?
There is a question in the chat. Let me read that for you.
Okay.
It's, do these ads also automatically set to Instagram?
You can. Facebook doesn't go to Instagram. Okay, you can't go the opposite way. If you are using Instagram and you're wanting to set up boosted drip marketing on Instagram, then Instagram will come over to Facebook. So you could look at maybe if you're doing all of your posting and you have your Instagram business account set up to come over to your business Facebook page, then if that's a high performing boost on your Facebook page, use that one. So Instagram comes to Facebook pages. Facebook pages do not go to Instagram. So if you're an Instagram user and that's how you're posting most of your your posts to your audience and you have it set up that they automatically come to your Facebook page, then those posts would be seen as a possible boost post. Okay. Move on?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to stop with this.
Oh, actually, here is another one.
Okay.
From the image to the copy, do you have any suggestions which posts work the best for drip marketing? Okay,
so you're going to want to look at you've created the post. So you're going to want to have a high quality image and you're going to want to have a very robust narrative, right? If you're doing that type of a image post, your narrative needs to be, your personality, you talking about whatever that image is. If you're doing a video, you're going to want to do the same. Videos are for some reason get more action, more engagement, more likes, more sharing, more views, more comments. So you're going to want to determine, you want to mix it up. When you create the post and it's going out on your Facebook page, it's going into your followers' news feeds. That's who's telling you whether that's an engaging post. So then when you go back to look at, get out of here. When you go back to looking at your post on Insights and you're looking down this column of most engaged, you've already created the creative images, the creative ad content. It's just going to pick up whatever is there. So this is temporarily isn't able, probably because it was something that's been taken down by the image. But so that's not a good example, but let me find another one. So you've already created it. You don't have to create it again. These are pretty old. So this is just not even what I posted. That's just like my message, right? So let me cancel that ad. So this is where, you know, you've already created these posts. It's going to pick up that creative already. You don't have to recreate it. You just didn't see one in mine because it's probably too old, or it's just one that is, you know, just isn't coming over. When you see boost is your boost is unavailable, like this is blocked out, it's because I shared something or I updated my info about in my section. It wasn't a really true post. This one is a post that I just created for 4th of July. I didn't say anything. I'm probably not going to post that one because it's not real engaging. There's no narrative. What's it going to really, you know, tell folks when it goes into their news feed?
Lani,
Yes.
a question is, can I boost posts that have been shared into Facebook groups?
That's a very good question. If you're sharing it over to your Facebook page, most boosts are unavailable if you're just sharing something. If you're sharing a post and you wrote about it, maybe Facebook is really picky about it. That's why we want these to be posts that you're creating, your organic post. You are going to your, I'm going to go back to I'm going to show you this one. You are in your newsfeed, you are creating all of these posts, and then you're looking at which ones are really engaging. You're not taking and sharing. Now, if you shared it, if you created it in a group and you are going to share it to your Facebook page, I don't know about that. You'd have to check that out and see if that would be something that you can do. Like this one, this is one of my clients, and they are in a job search right now. And of course, they're seeking applications. So this is a pretty high performing, had 35 clicks and 23 reactions. So, you know, this is a high performing post. It's going to be, you got all these different options here. So you're going to want to post, you're going to want to boost that one. I do not know how it works crossing over from a group to a Facebook page. Typically, when you're sharing things like all of these that are unable to boost, those are shares to the Facebook page by somebody else. Somebody else has been able to share a post to the Facebook page, and it's not available for sharing. Okay. Any others before I move on? So you can see down here, when you actually boost a post, you're going to see this in your post column. And I have, so if you view your promotion, you're going to see this boosted post, and it's going to tell you exactly. Now, this wasn't a drip marketing. This was just boosting a specific post about an upcoming event. And we spent $20 over 7 days. We had 123 engagements. The reach was 1,711, which means that it went into that many news feeds. It cost us about 16 cents per engagement. We had photo links. These were the most engagement on the Facebook. So, you know, and then over here, it's telling me my audience that were 83% women reacted to this one. And the highest age group was, you know, 65 plus. And the audience name was Weaverville 25 Miles. And we actually, for this one, had quite a few layers. We went to Shasta County, Mendocino County, and then we added some demographics to it. The demographics you would see in if you had access to this. But so that once you boost, you're going to see how it's performing when you actually pay to invest. Okay, good to go, Linda?
Yes.
Okay, so let's get out of here and let's go back to my PowerPoint, because now I want to touch a little bit on the more traditional ads.
And Lonnie, I
Yes.
should just point out to people, often they're used to a 1 hour training session webinar.
Yes.
This is an hour and a half, so we do have another 30 minutes for you.
Good. And if we get done early, that's always good too, right? That means I either left everybody completely confused or we just covered everything. Okay. This is just telling you how to get there. Okay, so navigating Ads Manager. This is the area where you're going to, create your ads. Ads Manager, like you saw on the side of my Facebook page, is where you go, and it's where all of your ads sit. Whether they're boosted, whether they're your audience, whether they're, it's where ads on Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, and your audience network. It's an all-in-one tool for creating ads, managing them, when and where they're run, and tracking how they're campaigned. So it's kind of like it's your place where all your ads is. And like if you do a lot of them and you have a lot of different campaigns, they're all going to sit there and you can look at all the reports and everything. So that's where you're going to create brand new ads. You're going to choose your audience. You're going to set up and manage your ad budgets. You're going to run ads across multiple apps. You're going to adjust your ad campaigns. You're going to improve your performance. You're going to test which ads perform best. You're going to get real-time insights. So this is a place where you can go spend hours looking at this and trying to determine what is it really, is it meeting my goal? What does my reach look like? Over time, you're going to see, you're going to be able to really target in there. If you're going to be using Facebook advertising or Instagram advertising a lot for your business, and you're finding this a great way of brand awareness or driving people to your website or getting them to install your apps, you're going to be experimenting with the ads a lot, with changing your audience, going into new territories. In fact, I was talking to a client and they were wanting to say, okay, we want to not just reach our local servicing area. Now we want to take it over across the world, across the United States. And I'm like, okay, well, that's a big territory. Let's think about maybe do you want to do more metropolitan targeting or do you want to do rural? What's most appropriate for your website? We were talking about, building brand awareness and driving folks to the website to purchase their products. And so we had that big discussion and determined that let's try the urban centers and see how that goes, see if we get any engagement, any conversions to our website. And it took a while to really target that audience, because when you're talking about urban settings, like whether it's Denver, LA, San Francisco, we're talking huge population. And then we come back and we're saying, okay, but I only have $100 to spend. Well, we got to then let's really narrow it down to a defined audience of who might be most apt to go and link on your ad and then go to your website and look at your products and then come back and purchase, right? So when you are really looking at an ad strategy, whether it's with print ads like we know in the old-fashioned days, or your Facebook pages and your Facebook ads, you got to really talk about it and really work with your marketing team and your business advisor. Whether it's with the SBDC or someone else that is helping you with your ads. So Ads Manager is where everything sits regarding any of your advertising campaigns, whether they're boosted or they're the traditional ad sets. So I have this really great little video I'm going to show you really quickly, because it's hard for me to really communicate it without seeing it. And instead of me making a YouTube, I decided to pull down one that I saw that's pretty quick, and it talks about what an ad campaign is. That's where you decide your goal or objective. You have one ad campaign, and within that ad campaign, you can have various ad sets. You can decide which audiences, budget, and placement. So you, within one ad campaign, one goal, you can have numerous ad sets. And then under those ad sets, you can have lots of different ads. And then we talk about Facebook pixels. And you've probably heard this, that, oh, my Facebook pixels. Facebook pixels are taking code from your website and embedding it into your ad campaigns and vice versa. This is how we make conversions and lead people through a sales funnel. So if you are doing an ad and you're driving people to your website, that pixel that you've embedded in your Facebook ad set is saying that that person looked at your ad, but they didn't buy. So maybe your next ad would say, okay, I'm going to want everybody that looked at my shopping cart or my shopping page, I want to redefine a second ad 10 days later to then guide them back to that page to remind them that they went there and now to hopefully purchase. So it's kind of that process. Very complicated. Not going to go into it today because I could really confuse you guys, but I want to show you this quick Facebook, this YouTube on Facebook ads. And I'm going to phones because you need to hear it. I'm going to get it loud and I have it right here. And this is also embedded on the PowerPoint presentation. So you can go back and you can actually watch this again and again and again.
If you create and run Facebook ads, it's absolutely vital to understand the Facebook ad structure between campaigns, ad sets, and ads. Facebook has structured their advertising platform to make it easy for marketers to target multiple groups of people and also to test and run different pieces of creative. And they do this through the advertising structure. At the highest level of the advertising structure is the objective. So the objective links to a campaign. So my starting point for creating an ad is my campaign. Each campaign can only have a single objective. So if I said, well, I want to get leads and I also want to drive reach, I would have to create two separate campaigns because those each have different objectives. So one campaign, one objective. So I start with my objective. Let's say my objective is traffic, which is the ad that I'm in the process of creating. So I've set my objective, which is traffic. Once my campaign is set, so I have my campaign at the top, now I can create multiple different ad sets within that campaign. So within my campaign, I could create different ad sets. Typically, each ad set will have a different audience. So for example, I could say, again, my goal is to drive traffic to my website, but I might have different audiences. So audience 1 could be marketers, audience 2 could be job seeker, and audience 3 could be entrepreneurs. So within one objective, I can set my multiple targets. This is going to allow that campaign to reach lots of different people, but each of them will get a message that's a little more customized to them. So primarily the ad set is used to create different audiences within the process. I also, though, can control my placements, meaning do I want my ad to show up on Instagram, on Facebook, and or on the audience network? And I also can set a different budget and schedule for each ad set if I want to. So I could say, well, this target audience I only want to spend $5 on, this one I want to spend $10 on. This target audience I want to run for a month, this target audience I only want to run for 2 months. So you can make changes like that if you wanted to. For the most part, the ad set level allows you to target different people. Then below the ad set level is the ads. Here you can create multiple ads within each ad set. So my campaign is for traffic. My ad sets are marketer, job seeker, and entrepreneur. And then for each of those, I may have 3 or 4 different customized ads that I'm testing. Or I could just create one for each audience if I wanted to. If I create multiple ads within an ad set, what Facebook will do is they'll show all of the ads initially, but then they'll start to optimize and show the ads that get the best results. So for example, if my objective again is traffic, and I look at entrepreneurs as my first ad set, within that ad set, I could have 3 different ads that I'm running. And each ad would maybe have a different picture, or I could test different text. And once my campaign goes live, Facebook will automatically optimize and show the most relevant content. So the Facebook campaign structure really makes it easy to do a few things. The structure first makes it easy to reach multiple target audiences. The second thing it does is it makes it easier to test multiple creatives and see what's working best for you. By using the campaign structure fully when you create your Facebook ads, you'll find it's faster and easier to get really granular in both your targeting and to test multiple creatives than you ever thought. A good Facebook manager will leverage this to stay organized in creating their content, but also to be able to really create ads that get the best results for each specific audience.
Okay. Plug this back in. Hopefully that helped a little bit. I think it's pretty good. I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint, Linda. And I think from here, we can ask any questions, open up the mics, questions that I may be able to answer, I hope.
So at this point, you're welcome to turn your mic on and ask a question directly, or if you prefer, you can type it in the chat to me, and I'm happy to read it to Lani.
Okay.
And Lani, while we pause for a moment here, I do want to talk with people about the importance of our survey. We have a survey that I'm going to share with you in the chat in just a moment. We would love for you to fill it out. It's how we show our funders how we're spending our money, and it's also how we come up with great topics for future webinars, because you let us know what you're looking for. We really want to present in these webinars what our clients are asking for. So Lani, I'll put that in the chat right now, and people can click on the link, and then they can fill the form out after the webinar is complete.
Great. And I just want to remind people too that this is part of our Facebook series that we're doing this week. And tomorrow from 10 to 11:30, if you still want to watch me one more time, we're going to be talking about how creating a group for your business, a branded group specifically for your business, to create and invite folks into a group where you can build loyalty, use your customers to as a sounding board, introduce new products to them, offer promotions and offers before they are even out for the public, some inclusivity if you are wanting to do that. We're, many times some of our more professional and consulting type of clients are looking at a group where they can do some actual teaching, do some very specific forums. So we're going to talk about Facebook group, specifically creating one for your business, not about creating a group like you may belong to a group for, people interested in gardening or whatever. This is more tied and linked to your business, and why might you want to do that? It's not for everyone. It's just one more thing you have to manage as a business owner, but many businesses are finding that creating this group of loyal followers and loyal customers really helps leverage and have options to have, like, maybe that focus group that we always talk about, to talk about if you're ready to introduce a new service or a new product before you actually go through all of the process of purchasing it and putting it on your shelves. Okay, so Linda, I'm going to go down to my last slide, and if we don't have any other questions, we can go ahead and talk about all of our social media platforms we provide and how to contact us if anybody is interested in wanting to find out if they're located in Shasta or Trinity County and want to learn more about our advising services.
We don't have any questions right now, Lani. So yes, please do let people know. There may be people in our area that are thinking, Lani, I need some time just with you to talk about my business alone. And that is an option for them.
It absolutely is. And it's very simple. You just have to go to the website and there's a form that you fill out. And then Emily, our great office manager, will call you and kind of talk about your business and make sure and align you with the right resources. And then if you're not located in Shasta or Trinity County, we have included where you can go to that link and type in your county or your city, and what SBDC near you will pop up and give you the opportunity to contact them directly and see how they can help support your business. We have a number of our webinars are on our YouTube channel, so you can go in there and click on one. I think we did one yesterday. One of our advisors did one on YouTube marketing. We have them on talking about business structures, all kinds of different topics. Then we also have a LinkedIn account. We would love for you guys to follow us. And then of course we do use Twitter and then a Facebook page. And then also we have sign up on the website. You can sign up for our email blast, which lists lots of resources. If there's resources that are coming up from California based or regional, or even our SBA resources, as well as upcoming webinars that you might be interested in attending. So we just have a whole wealth of resources.
Lani, I just put in the chat, I put the link to our website, sbdcsc.org. And if you go to our website or you click on that link in the chat, you'll then see training as an option, and that will show the future training. I believe it usually goes out about a month or a little bit longer. But there was a question, Lani, are there other events you have planned in the future that people should look forward to?
Oh, there's a number of events planned. We have the Facebook group, and then there's so many, I don't even know which ones are out there. So I would really encourage you to go to the website. Most of them are being offered via webinars, but we are starting to offer some hybrid workshops where you can come to our training center there on 1305 Sacramento Street, and it'll be in person as well as streaming it live. We have an excellent one every month. So you think you want to go in business, start your business, by one of our advisors. We also have a fabulous series on QuickBooks. We have a great advisor that helps businesses with QuickBooks, and she does a series of both desktop QuickBooks as well as online QuickBooks, which I would encourage everyone to look at.
And Lani, if people go to sbdcsc.org/events, I put that link in the chat. Lani is teaching Facebook Group 101 tomorrow, and tomorrow evening starts QuickBooks Desktop Beginner Series, and that is, we're on the Pacific Coast time, so that is in the evening Thursday, in the evening Friday, and then in the morning on Saturday if you're in the Pacific time zone. That is an amazing course, and like Lani mentioned, there are two different trainings that Rebecca does. This particular one is for desktop. And every other month, she usually alternates between the desktop version of QuickBooks and the online version.
Yeah. And then also that'll link you over to our NorCal site, where many of our other centers, we have 18 centers across Northern California, access to their webinars, and some are specific like for restaurants, others are specific for if you're wanting to contract federal contracting, there's a series there. So there's, all kinds. And if you contact Emily, either call our office or email Emily, she could help guide you to the right webinar for what you're looking for too. And Linda, as always, I really enjoy working and having you host these. You do such a great job. I really appreciate the backup support, and thank you everyone for attending. And Charlie over here is saying, let me out of my office. He says, thank you very much too. So everyone have a great day. And Linda, do you have any final words?
Just to let people know that this is recorded. In about 3 business days, you're going to receive an email from Emily. It will have a link to this recording. It will have a copy of Lani's slide deck. And if you didn't click on that survey link, do go back in the chat. You can scroll up the chat a little bit, find the survey link and complete that for us. It is so important for us to share with our funders what you think of our webinars. So please do. We love constructive criticism. We always want to make these better. Because of that, we get better all the time. So we love your feedback. We really want to hear what you have to say.
And I don't cry too often, so. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing and we'll go ahead and have a great day, everyone, and thank you.
All right, Lani, I am just going to stick around for a bit here because I want to capture the last chat, and you have some thank yous coming across in the chat, and now we are ready to exit. Thanks,
Okay.
everyone. We'll see you next time.
Bye.